All right, ready to dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of the modern secretary.
It's intriguing.
We've got some excerpts from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Okay.
And let me tell you,
Hmm.
the insights in this thing really, shatter the outdated image of this role.
I think you're right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
not just about, shorthand and typing anymore.
It's way more than that. It's really fascinating how this whole career path has evolved.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing, and I think this is what's really interesting from RoleCatcher, is this shift from just managing tasks to becoming this strategic hub
Yeah.
of an organization.
Definitely.
This is someone who's in the know, who's got their finger on the pulse.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that really jumped out at me from RoleCatcher was this stat, right?
Okay.
65% of senior secretaries now are involved in budget planning and financial reporting.
Wow, that's huge.
That's a far cry from just taking notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it just highlights the level of responsibility and financial savvy
Right.
that many secretaries today possess. It's not just about, managing a calendar.
Right.
It's about understanding the financial pulse of the team.
Of the team.
Maybe even of the entire company.
So we're talking about someone who's not just organized,
Right.
but who potentially has a head for numbers, too.
Absolutely.
Someone who understands spreadsheets.
Yes.
As well as they understand, their scheduling software.
Exactly. That's where all those tech skills come in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
This isn't like your grandma's typewriter anymore.
Oh, no.
This is RoleCatcher specifically mentioned tools like Asana, Monday.com
Okay.
for project management,
Yeah.
Salesforce for CRM. I mean, you have to be really tech savvy.
Wow. So you need to be a master of organization,
Yeah.
have your finger on the pulse financially,
All right.
and be a tech whiz.
It's a lot.
No wonder RoleCatcher calls this role the Swiss Army knife of the professional world.
I love that analogy because it's so true. But it's not just about that, right?
What else?
Let's not forget the human element. This is a role where communication is absolutely paramount.
Oh, absolutely.
You're often the bridge between different departments.
Yeah.
Managing upwards, managing downwards.
Right.
Making sure everyone's on the same page.
Which, let's be honest, can be a delicate dance sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when you're dealing with, different personalities.
Yeah.
Different communication styles, different, expectations.
For sure.
I'm guessing that's where the soft skills come in.
Yes.
That I keep hearing about.
100%. You got it.
Right.
RoleCatcher, they highlight the importance of emotional intelligence, empathy,
Okay.
active listening. Think about it. A secretary might need to, diffuse a tense situation with a client,
Oh, yeah.
navigate a last-minute schedule change with a whole room full of executives,
Stressful.
or even just offer support to a colleague who's feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
It's a lot of people management,
Yeah, it's a lot of emotional intelligence at play.
for sure.
So you're juggling all these different things.
Yeah.
You're juggling priorities.
Mm-hmm.
You're navigating those office dynamics.
Right.
And, you're basically keeping everything running smoothly.
Yeah, use the glue.
It really makes you realize
Yeah.
that those soft skills,
Uh-huh.
they're, less about being soft and
Yeah.
more about being, incredibly adaptable
It
and
is.
resilient.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And those are the very qualities
Yeah.
that can make or break your success
Yeah.
in this field,
Yeah.
especially as you climb that career ladder.
Right, because there are different levels to this, right?
There are.
It's not just,
A whole
the
page.
secretary is a secretary.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher outlines a really clear progression from entry level all the way up to executive secretary.
Oh, interesting. And that makes me think,
Yeah.
what is the biggest, leap in that journey?
That's a great question.
Where do those responsibilities, where do they change the most?
It's interesting you say that because
Yeah.
RoleCatcher actually dedicates a whole section to the jump from senior secretary to executive secretary.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. They say it's not just about taking on more tasks. It's about becoming a true strategic partner
Okay.
to those at the very top.
Okay, so paint me a picture here.
Okay.
What does that look like in action?
So imagine this, right? You're not just managing a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
You are coordinating meetings across continents,
Wow.
often with high-profile individuals. You're not just drafting emails.
Yeah.
You're researching market trends,
Yeah.
analyzing competitor data.
Whoa.
You're essentially briefing the executive on key insights that could influence major decisions.
Wow. So we're talking about someone who needs to be incredibly detail-oriented, discreet,
Yeah.
and probably a master of like anticipating needs
Yes.
before they even arise.
100%.
Talk about pressure.
It's a lot of
Oh
pressure.
my gosh.
And that's where your ability to stay calm, think critically, communicate effectively, all under pressure,
Right.
becomes absolutely essential.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher even mentioned that many executive secretaries are now involved in things like crisis communications,
Wow.
reputation management,
Really?
which requires a whole other level of composure.
It's amazing to me how this role has really evolved.
It's amazing, yeah.
Because it's not just about keeping things organized anymore. It's
Yeah.
about understanding like the nuances of business strategy,
Yeah.
communication, and even like psychology.
Absolutely.
But, all of this makes me wonder,
Yeah.
with technology evolving so rapidly,
Right.
is there a concern that like AI could automate away some of these higher level tasks?
Oh, for sure. That's the question on everyone's mind.
Right.
And RoleCatcher does not shy away from that. They actually address it head on.
Okay.
They suggest that while AI will undoubtedly streamline certain tasks,
Okay.
it's the uniquely human skills,
Yes.
like critical thinking, complex problem solving, and that emotional intelligence
Right. Right.
that will become even more valuable in the future.
So it's not about like fearing the robots. It's about figuring out how to work alongside them,
Exactly.
leveraging their strengths
Yes.
while like showcasing our own.
Exactly. Think of it as a collaboration
Okay.
where AI can handle like the data analysis and the scheduling logistics,
Right.
which frees up the secretary to focus on those higher level strategic and interpersonal tasks that really require a human touch.
It's almost like it's not about being replaced.
Right.
It's about becoming the person who like understands the machines.
Exactly.
And in this case, uses that understanding to really excel
Yeah.
in this role that really demands like both the technological and the human intelligence.
100%. And that actually brings us to another important point that RoleCatcher really emphasizes, and that's this idea of continuous learning.
Oh, interesting.
Right. So those successful secretaries,
Yeah.
they're not just like keeping up with the technology.
Yeah.
They're actively seeking out opportunities to like expand their skill set,
That would
whether that's, mastering a new software, taking a course on financial analysis, or even like brushing up on their public speaking skills.
Because you're right, because when you think about this role,
Yeah.
it often puts you in a situation where you need to be able to communicate effectively
Right.
with everyone, right?
And everybody.
From the most junior person to the CEO, you have to be able to talk to everybody.
Absolutely. And to your point, being able to tailor your message
Yes.
to your audience, that's key. And that's something that can't be automated, right?
Right, exactly.
Like, it requires the emotional intelligence, the cultural awareness, a deep understanding of human psychology.
Yeah, so give me an example.
Okay, so RoleCatcher actually provides like a whole list of common interview questions
Oh, okay.
that assess these skills.
Okay, like what's one of them?
Okay, so one that stood out to me was, tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult client or difficult colleague. How did you handle the situation?
Okay.
And it's not just about like telling a story. It's about
Right.
giving evidence of your problem-solving abilities, your communication style,
Yeah, how you think on your feet.
Yeah, and your ability to remain calm under pressure.
So it's about using those real-life experiences
Yeah.
to showcase your skills.
Exactly.
It's not enough to just say, I'm organized.
Right.
You need to have a specific example
Yes, you need to back it up.
of how that saved the day or how you impressed your boss or...
100%. And this is where your preparation meets opportunity.
Right.
Right. RoleCatcher, they advise anyone who's like prepping for these interviews to not only like think about their past experiences, but also to research the company culture
Yeah, that makes sense.
and try to anticipate the specific like challenges and opportunities
Oh, that's good.
that might come with the role.
Wow, so you really have to...
Okay.
It's almost like being a detective a little bit.
It is.
You have to do your research. You have to know your stuff.
You have to be prepared.
It's all starting to make sense now, I feel like,
Oh,
because the modern secretary, it's like they're not just keeping the wheels turning, they're anticipating roadblocks.
Yes.
They're like navigating detours.
They're figuring it out.
Maybe even suggesting a scenic route
I love that.
every now and then.
That's a great analogy.
You're like, you know what? I know how to get you where you need to be, but maybe we try this.
Exactly. And it highlights the fact that this is a career path with real potential for
Yeah.
growth and influence. It's not just about like following instructions. It's about taking initiative. It's about like offering solutions.
Right.
And ultimately, like becoming a trusted advisor and partner
Wow. I love that.
to those that you support.
It really is so much more than just
Right.
that surface level.
It's so much more than what we think it is
Exactly.
on the surface. Yeah.
Well, for anyone listening out there
Yeah.
who maybe like underestimated the power of a skilled
Right.
administrative professional,
Yes.
I think RoleCatcher's career guide has definitely given us a reality check.
100%. I agree.
This deep dive has shown
Yeah.
that this world, this is anything
Yeah.
but boring.
It's dynamic, it's challenging,
It's exciting.
and it's rewarding for those who are,
Yeah.
willing to really embrace the technology, hone those skills,
Yes.
and really leverage that power of human connection
Yes. I love that. Okay.
in this increasingly automated world.
We did it.
We did it.
Another deep dive.
Another one.
Complete. That was great. Thank you so much for this. This was awesome.
This was fun. I enjoyed it.
Really, really interesting stuff to think about. And to our listeners,
Yes.
thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of the modern secretary.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.